Welcome back to my channel. My name is Swish. We are playing some more Vintage Cube Draft on Magic the Gathering Online. This pack has a lot of lands in it. We've got Hymn to Turok and Grief. Both work well in a kind of mono-black strategy. But there's really not a whole lot in this pack otherwise. I could take the Grief and hope to wheel the Hymn to Turok, and I think that that's reasonable. If we were to play some sort of like white/red aggressive deck, we do have a Securitron Squadron. I think we're going to play Grief and see where we go from there. Mind Twist is a great follow-up to a Grief. We've got, Cecil, Dark Knight, 2/3 for 1 mana, Death Touch. Okay, that's a thing. Got a Harvester of Misery. Yeah, I think we're just gonna attack the hand and hope to win that way. Grief plus Mind Twist. So here we can continue on with our disruptive mono black strategy with a Bitter Triumph. There's also an Tolarian Academy, which is a great mana producer thing. Echo of Eons works well with Hull Breacher and Narset. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, has been making some waves in Legacy recently. But I think I'm just going to happily take just the generic removal spell. Okay, here we could take the Inquisition of Kozilek to keep this going, but I do really like Metamorphosis Fanatic. It's normally not difficult to get it for its miracle cost if you have a Vampiric Tutor or an Imperial Seal. And then sometimes it just makes a couple of big bodies. I think I am happy going in a slightly Reanimator sub-strategy here. Also, for 6 mana, it's not unreasonable. Just cast it, right? There's Channel, but there's also a Scrubland, which could let us go into white. Tarmogoyf, which tends to go well with discard effects, and Mother of Runes, which is just a reasonable card to protect our guys with. If Mother of Runes and Scrubland were not right next to each other, I would probably take one or the other. I think Tarmogoyf is just a card that I want. Goes well with some of the other Lorvois as well. Yeah, we're gonna goif it up. Goifing it up. Look at that guy. He knows how to party. Let's see. I think, yeah, we can take Fatal Push. Just another removal spell. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Troll of Khazad-dûm does fit our Reanimator strategy pretty well. There's also a Deathrite Shaman. I'd be upset to get that guy either, but Troll into Reanimate Troll is a pretty solid turn 2 play. Okay. There's Faithless Looting, which does hit our reanimation strategy, but we're not quite into red yet. Sentinel of the Nameless City is just a big brick wall of a creature that I don't mind having. We'll have that. So far, we're building a fairly mid-rangey kind of rock-style deck with kind of a Reanimator sub-theme, kind of shoehorn into it. A reasonably fair strategy that can get overrun by an aggressive deck or outclassed by a combo deck. So the strategy kind of looks good on paper. It's very reliable, but in Vintage Cube, man, there can be some real messed up stuff that happens. There's Chain of Smog. I'm going to pick this up as a maybe card because there's a handful of cards that combo with it using the Magecraft ability, where you get to infinitely cast it and get damage or creatures out of it. Lethal Scheme is another removal spell I'm fine with. I think Once Upon a Time is okay in this deck. Just a good turn 1 play. We will take a Temple Garden and probably not need it for anything. Same, we'll take a Scrubland and probably not need it. Shadow Spear's fine. And I don't think we're playing the Oculus. Although it's not impossible, right? You can unearth the Oculus. This pack has a couple of fetch lands, has a Fury, has a Cut Down, and has a Wasteland. Also got a little mana guy here. Fury is a good reason to go into red. Fury in a reanimation deck is the kind of card that kicks in the door, so to speak. We do have 2 fetch lands here, and I don't expect either of them will return to us. But I think Fury is a good reason to go into red, so we will pick it up. Here we can do Bone Shards. That's another reanimation supporter that also destroys creatures. Don't mind that. Here, I think Bio is probably fine. We just need a little bit of fixing anyway, so pick that up. Oh man, so here's our first reanimation spell, but it's in the same pack as Sheoldred, and man oh man, Sheoldred is a tough card to play. Play against, rather. Just completely one-sides the game if you can't get rid of it. So yeah, we will Sheoldred. I think if that Necromancy was a different reanimator spell, like actual reanimate or animate dead, I might have considered it over Sheoldred. But man, Sheoldred hurts. Just hurts so much. There is Nethergoyf, Preacher of the Schism, and Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual's a great way to get out like a Grief or a Sheoldred, but Nethergoyf, I'm into it. Just attack our opponent's hands, play some early Goyfs, get aggressive. I'm into it. I am into it. So we have Gristlebrand here, but we also have Overlord of the Baelmerk. And I think this is less of a we're going to reanimate something unstoppable combo kind of deck, and a little bit more of a we could play this fairly or we could reanimate it kind of deck. So I'm going to take the Overlord. At this point, we might not be playing this Fury. We would have to pick up some more red cards to be able to pitch to it. But really what we're looking for right now is just some actual reanimation spells. Like a reanimate or an actual animate dead or something would be just fine. That being said, we've got a Blood Crypt here. Lurrus the Dream Den would be nice, but I think just the right color fixing is where we want to be. And, Ignoble Hierarch is color fixing across the board, so that is one to pick up. We could take a Fyndhorn Elves for a little bit of ramp, but I think I'm just going to take some more removal. Here we have Yuni's Decision. What's this thing? 4 mana, sacrifice a creature, draw a card, then may put a creature and or a land card from your hand into the battlefield, or return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. So sacrifice a creature and then put a creature card from my hand into the battlefield. Sure. Sure, why not? I guess Woodfall Primus is a maybe. Ovenwald Oddity isn't bad. It's a hasty creature. I like hasty creatures. Also got Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Mostly important for the Dark Depths combo, which I don't think I'm running. We passed it a couple times, so. We got Sowing Mycospawn and Preacher of the Schism. I think I'm gonna go with Preacher though. If I had the Wasteland or the Strip Mine to go with the Mycospawn, I would. And I think here we are gonna take the fixing. And Force of Vigor is fantastic for the sideboard. Okay, so we have Sedgemoor Witch to go with our Chain of Smog, but we've also got Pyrogoyf to go with our Tarmogoyf and Nethergoyf, because Pyrogoyf triggers whenever you play any Goyf. And I think that is just a massive, massive punch in the face. Got Demonic Tutor here. We've got Minskin Boo. I'd like to see Sedgemoor Witch come back around, but I think Pyrogoyf does the job. Emperor Bones lets us get some creatures out of our graveyard. So if not, got Goblin Rabblemaster would be another solid pickup, but Emperor Bones fits the strategy. There's Exhume. Exhume with something like Troll of Khazad-dûm works really well. There's the Imperial Seal to go with our Metamorphosis Fanatic. Grist is probably the play here. Craterhoof Behemoth as a reanimation target does just win games, but I don't think I can really support it at this point. Deep Cavern Bat does kind of fit our disruptive strategy, so we'll go with that. There's this jerk right here. We've got Dismember and Sheoldred's Edict though, and I'm happy honestly with either of these. I think I'm going to take Sheoldred's Edict instead. We have Overgrown Tomb for fixing. Sedgemoor Witch did come back around, and there's nothing else in this pack that we would normally take, so I am going to put that over here with Chain of Smog. And I think Culligan's Command is okay in this deck. Really just kind of playing like a Jund deck at this point, just like a good old removal slash efficient creatures and card advantage kind of deck. There's a Goldspan Dragon. I guess we'll play that. Shallow Grave. We'll pick that up. Don't think we're playing Robber of the Rich. I mean, I don't think we're playing Craterhoof Behemoth. Not a bad looking deck. We are going to have to make some cuts, though. 31 cards. As hard as it is to pull off, I think I'm going to cut the Witch Chain of Smog combo. In case you haven't seen this, Sedgemoor Witch has Magecraft. Wherever you cast or copy a spell, you get a 1/1 token. And Chain of Smog says target player discards 2 cards, and then that player can choose to copy the spell. If you target yourself, then you can always choose to copy it repeatedly. So these 2 spells, while it will remove all of the cards in your hand, it does make infinite 1/1 tokens. It's a little hard to pull this combo off, though. I don't think I'm playing Goldspan Dragon. I might not be playing Uvenwald Oddity. I think I need to make like 2 more cuts. Lethal Schemes is a little expensive for a removal spell. And maybe Cut Down is a little unreliable. You'd be surprised how many creatures get over that 5 power toughness combo. So that'll put 15 lands in the deck. Overgrown Tomb, Copperline Gorge, Blood Crypt, Bayou, and put in some basics to go with it. 7/3/1. That seems a little light on green. Maybe let's do 5/3/3. Yeah, we'll do 5/3/3. That's our deck. We'll see you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 against our opponent, Ulto. We have lost the die roll. We will keep. Opponent is Blood Crypting for a Grease-Wrench Goblin. Looks like we are playing some sort of aggressive deck. And we have hit pretty mostly all of our colors of mana then. Probably going to get to Fury away a handful of things. Yeah. So, okay, so this is going to be like the discard stuff synergy strategy. We would like to hit a red card so we can pitch Fury. We didn't, so I think instead, so Emperor of Bones has the ability to get cards out of our opponent's graveyards. And I see the Crabomination in the graveyard, so we could be setting up for a reanimation turn. This will hopefully save us from that, and then also potentially let us play a Crabomination. Yeah, imagine our opponent attacks here. Does not discard a spell. Doesn't want to give us the satisfaction of Skeleton Kinging them. Oh! They have had enough. Apparently, the Emperor of Bones has just soloed this match. I love to see it. That being the case, I don't think there's anything I need to sideboard in. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I really need to sideboard in. Deck is perfect. Play it just like that. Emperor of Bones can't be beat. All right, we have Once Upon a Time, Handful of Removal, Imperial Seal. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And it's once again leading with a Grease-Wrench Goblin. We will Once Upon a Time for Grief. And then we will play a land. We will Grief them. And I think we will pitch Bitter Triumph. We will get the Crabomination there. And then we will Imperial Seal or Metamorphosis Fanatic to put it on top of our library. Oh no! Oh no! You need 2 mana for that! I am such a buffoon. I am such a buffoon. I'm such a buffoon. I forgot you need 2 mana for Metamorphosis Fanatic, not 1. Okay, well, that's fine. I did done goofed. We can get a land with the troll. All right, opponent is going to corpse dance. I think that we are dead because of that. And rather than letting him see cards, I goofed hard enough there. We don't want to give him any more information that we have to. That being said, again, I don't think there's anything that I'm changing here. We're going to just run it back. Try that again. All right, my initial gut reaction is that I did not want to keep this hand as a one-lander. It does have an Ignoble Hierarch. It does have an Emperor of Bones. And as long as this Hierarch lives, I can cast most of my hand. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'll keep it. All right. Creature has been deployed. They do not immediately punish me for that. Sweet. And I am not punished because I can Swarm Cycle. And I will get a Bayou, which I'll play. And then I will eat Cavern Bat. Ooh, okay. All right. Dark Ritual would immediately play the One Ring, or I can just get rid of the One Ring. Archon of Cruelty, I feel like I can get with Emperor of Bones. So the question is, do I take the Dark Ritual so they can't cast the One Ring, or do I take the One Ring, leaving the Dark Ritual to potentially cast something else? I think that I'm just going to take the One Ring. Yeah, we're just going to take the... That might be a safe play. There's the cards that I get to see. Play a Forest. They play the Dark Ritual. And they play 6. Then they play Imperial Seal. That was their card for turn. Hit our land drop. We have Creature, Sorcery, Instant. So that is about as big as Pyrogoyf is going to be right now. I think that I'm going to cast the Skeleton King. I'm going to eat my Troll. Then I'm going to attack with... Oh! I mean, I was going to attack with Deep Cavern Bat, but I guess the game had other ideas, huh? It's pretty easy to accidentally do stuff like that, unfortunately. All right, so Tursa, we could potentially destroy with a Bitter Triumph. Okay. So it gets Retrace, and the Retrace is their casting cost. Okay, so they get a land back. I think I'm just going to take the damage here. Save the Bitter Triumph for another day. How does this work? So can I stack it where... Can I use the ability to remove the Archon of Cruelty out of the graveyard and then adapt it? Don't know. I guess we're going to find out, because I am going to do it. Okay, it does not. It does not give you that opportunity. And I think now what I'll do is Pyrogoyf the Tursa. Oh, he's retracing it with 6. Okay. He gets to trigger 6, which unfortunately does grow my Pyrogoyf to Titanic proportions, destroying his 6. And yeah, on my turn, I was going to get to haste out an Archon of Cruelty and then attack with a Pyrogoyf and then destroy his things and make him discard stuff. And his life probably would have been pretty sad at that point. So I understand giving it up there. But that was a good one. We will see you in the next round. All right, we are back for round 2 of this Vintage Cube draft. Could say those words. Against our opponent, Captain Scoop. We've won the die roll. We will play first. We have mana and spells in a pleasing manner. We'll keep. I think we're just going to lead off with the Blood Crypt here. Blood Crypt tapped. Nothing fancy. Try not to get wastelanded. It is a mountain. Opponent, once again, has Grease Wrench Goblin. I think this is the 3rd or 4th match in a row where this has been our opponent's opening play. We will play the Copperline Gorge. Copperline Gorge, every time I see this card, makes me think of the the song Copperline Road. Who sings that? Is that Steve Earle? Is that who sang that? I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, Steve Earle. Copperhead Road. That was the name of the song. Copperhead Road. Copperline Gorge. This is like Temu Copperhead Road. Sometimes you gotta find your own amusement. Arena of Glory. Our opponent. Imagine they attack here. Yeah. Corey Steelcutter. Well, I'm glad I got this Kolaghan's Command handy. This is a pretty gnarly card. Very unassuming card. Doesn't look as powerful as it is. But we are going to just destroy it before it gets a chance to do anything. Destroy target artifact, shoot target creature. And we will go ahead and eat his creature for now. Attack. They are Galvanic Blasting my Emperor, where I get a chance to adapt him. Deep Cavern Bat is pretty good, but I think I am just going to Grist this turn. Just start getting the value out of it. Having the Shallow Grave here means that we can use Grist and try to get a big old monster to throw at our opponent. And it's got a Glimmer Shard, so they are Boros. Then a Walking Ballista. Alright, well before he gets a chance to shoot my guy down, I will force the issue. So now either I get to sacrifice the creature and destroy his Walking Ballista, or he uses Walking Ballista to destroy my creature. And then I will play a Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, we'll take the Flicker Wisp, I guess. Play the Overgrown Tomb tapped. To escape, it's got to be 4 or more card types. Not easy to pull off right now. But I can use Shallow Grave to return Nethergoyf to block this Rebel token. If he attacks with it, I probably will. Yeah, probably will. Alright, opponent plays the Thraben Inspector, immediately sacrifices the Clue, and we lose Nethergoyf. Mind Twist. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, we'll just hit you for the 2. Those last 2 cards out of your hand. Oh, and it's a Fury and a Gut. Oh, man. Those were bangers. Those are absolute bangers. Alright, we will poke you for 1. Likely going to attack Grist here. I'll let Grist take 1 point of damage. Keep my token around. They play Static Prison to get their Flicker Wisp back. And we find Bayou, and we will just keep on making tokens. And now we'll hold them back to block, just as a deterrent. They currently don't have the white mana to cast Flicker Wisp anyway, so... And we find another land, which we'll play. We'll make more tokens. We get Starting Town, which is, I guess, kind of a worse, like City of Brass, is what that is. Which isn't necessarily like a knock against it. City of Brass is a gold standard card. Alright, we found Once Upon a Time. We will play that. Yeah, I guess we just play Fury. Wreck his bolt. Can we cast Fury? Yeah, we can cast Fury. Boop, 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 and boop. Fury. Wreck your guy. Make a token before I forget. Attack for 3. And now our opponent is pretty well under the gun. We have 1. Time for round 2. Cut down might be worth it. But I think we've got a pretty solid selection of removal spells. I think it's difficult for just a mid-rangey, well, not mid-rangey, but an aggressive deck like that to get through a mid-range deck like this. Yeah, I think we'll just run it straight back. Right. It's alright. Got some removal, got some interaction, got some lands. Don't have red spells to cast, don't have red mana, so it's not too bad. We can lead off with a Once Upon a Time. Right, opponent is leading off with a Faithless Looting. Pitching a Thraben Expector and a Mountain. They do find a Mox Pearl, though, or Figure of Destiny. We draw a Mountain. All of our manas are engaged. Reveal. Yeah, I think Overlord's got to be the card here. And we will probably play an Overgrown Tomb. Pass the turn. Bumping up the Figure of Destiny. Oh, they're strip mining me. Lame. Alright, that's fine. We can get by with that. We will play, I think, a Forest here. On the off chance that they have a way to get strip mine back. Alright, pumping up Figure of Destiny to a 4/4. I think we can impend our Overlord. We will get back. Oh boy, there's too many choices here. I think we will get back Reef, and we will exile Mind Twist to cast Grief to get their Chandra, which was right on time, and then pass the turn. Now, next turn we can set Tarmogoyf in front of this Figure of Destiny. And then I think we can turn the corner. It's pitching a Walking Ballista and a Mountain. On another Forest, we'll play our Mountain. We will play our Tarmogoyf. Big old 5/6 body. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that? So they can make it into an 8/8 flying with one more mana. So I do need to get removal handy. I could cast the Deep Cavern Bat, but if they draw a land, then I'm going to need that black mana for Bitter Triumph. So I think I am going to attack, and then hopefully we can trick them into committing to Figure of Destiny. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, they've got a Fury. Fortunately, Fury does not kill my Tarmogoyf. Oh, that has haste because of Arena of Glory. Okay. Well, we will discard a card, kill that, and we will pitch, I think, Troll of Khazad-dûm? Just putting creatures in the graveyard's fine because of the Overlord. I think now I can get Troll for 6 with Shallowgrave 11. That doesn't quite do it. I think I am going to cast the Deep Cavern Bat first, pre-combat. I will get the Flicker Wisp. I will attack with Tarmogoyf. They only have the Glimmerlands in hand. And I can use Shallowgrave as a surprise blocker as well. They are going to attack in. We get to Ambush Viper them with a Shallowgrave. Now we no longer have to worry about that 8/8 Avatar Warrior thing. That is not a spell that I want to cast right now, because I do not want them to have Fury. Yeah, we will put him on a 2-turn clock. Puts my Overlord into play. He is now a 5/5 creature, and our opponent gives it up. We will see you in the last one. And we are back for our third and final round against our opponent, Not Combo. Don't believe them. This hand is not great because it has both our Metamorphosis Fanatic and our Imperial Seal in it. We do have Bitter Triumph. Okay, so this hand can work. This hand can work. We got our 3 colors. We've got a removal spell. We can put Metamorphosis Fanatic in the graveyard with the removal spell. Use Imperial Seal to get the Reanimator spell. Yeah, I think we can keep this. I think we can keep this. We will, however, immediately cast Imperial Seal. And we will do so to get Exhume. I'm going to place an Ancient Tomb or a Talisman of Conviction. Roger that. get the Exhume. We'll play Copperline Gorge. Blooded Strand from our opponent. For a Nettle Cyst. We'll go ahead and Bitter Triumph the Germ Token, pitching the Fanatic. Now we will play Grist, however. We could get the Fanatic, but we're not getting the double trigger off of it. This lets us try to get some more stuff in the graveyard. It is fetching in response. We get a Fatal Push in the yard. Exhume is one of the only real reanimator spells you can play in Pauper. It is a common reanimation spell. And I don't know how good it is in Pauper anymore. It used to be a really good card in that format, but a Reanimator in Pauper has not been as good as it used to be. Opponent taking their lives low with Ancient Tomb. Everflowing Chalice kicked twice. And we find Overlord. Okay. Let's see what happens when I make a token. Nothing too big. We will attack for 1. And we could impend the Overlord now, or if we get a land in next turn, we could just cast it. I think for mana efficiency, we'll go ahead and impend it. Opponent has something to do. They're cycling a land. Yes. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get the Ennoble Hierarch and play the Hierarch. And it has Displacer Kitten. Now I truly do not believe that they are not a combo deck. Opponent is playing Get Lost to destroy my Grist. Destroy target enchantment, creature, or planeswalker. They targeted Grist and not the Overlord, oddly. Alright, well, now what I can do is Exhume or Metamorphosis Fanatic, which gets back my Grist, who has a lifelink counter on him. Then I will sacrifice a creature to destroy Displacer Kitten, because I'm not going to let you have those kinds of combos. Then I will explore. Yeah, I'll put Troll in the graveyard. Then I will explore. Then I will play a land. And I didn't get bigger than the Nettle Cyst token, but I can trade with it, with the Exalted trigger here. And they will take the trade. See what our opponent has to get themselves out of this scenario. They do have some. Ugin Eye of the Storms, you say? That is a spell. I'm not sure why it took them as long as it did to think about casting it. But that definitely is a spell that solves a lot of their problems. Okay. Candelabra. Now they destroy my Metamorphosis Fanatic. I do have a handful of Planeswalker removal spells in this deck. Just a handful, unfortunately. And I am not finding them right now. I mean, I guess I'll poke the bear just to keep him from getting to ultimate as fast as he wants. So the only other card in my deck that will do it, I think, is Bone Splinters. Which is not currently in exile. And then they're just gonna Sunfall. Okay. Fine. Still hasn't destroyed my Overlord of the Baelmerk, though. This does deal 4 damage to Planeswalkers. And for that reason and that reason alone, I will be casting it. Transforming into a Phyrexian token. It's going to stock up. Opponent has made some stonks. I mean, I have to assume that they stocked up and they got a colorless spell to destroy my Fury with. Okay, they're going to untap some lands. Seems like it's like an important step in this process. Mere Battlesphere. Sure, sure, sure. Exiling my my Fury. The thing is, I don't feel like I'm out of this yet, because if I top deck Bone Splinters right now and destroy Yugen, I do have the Overlord to get me back out of this. But I, of course, did not draw it, which means rather than drawing this out, I am going to concede. Okay. Let's see. Lethal Schemes, does that destroy Planeswalkers? It sure does. I believe we'll bring that in. And I think that we can take out... not a whole lot in this pile that I want to take out. Everything seems like it's relevant. Maybe Preacher is not the best here. We'll just play the Lethal Scheme, just as a third Planeswalker removal spell. We'll try it like that. On the die roll, we would like to play first. This hand can get us there, but it is full of big old chonkers. And we have 1 land plus Troll to get us there. I think I have to mulligan this. This hand is a little bit more land heavy, but I think it gets us there. We'll keep, and we'll put a swamp back. A swamp past the turn. It leads on a Triumph. We'll play a forest past the turn. I think we're going to get Blood Crypt with our Troll. Candelabra. Blood Crypt, yep. On Bayou. We will actually play Swamp, play Grist. And start making tokens. The next turn, in theory, we can Exhume, get our Troll back. Well, see what else we put in the graveyard. Attack for 1. But it could be representing some sort of counterspell here. See if we can get them to act, which it looks like they are. No, they're just fetching mid-combat for no reason. Ooh, did I play land? I guess I could have played around Spell Pierce. Yeah, I could have played around Spell Pierce. That's fine. Didn't have it, so it's not a big deal, but it's something that I should have been paying attention to. Find Shallow Grave. Not a creature. I will play the Blood Crypt tapped. And get in. Now let's see if we can finish this before they cast something ludicrous. They're playing something. It is Sunfall. That exile creatures? It sure does. We find Bitter Triumph, and we are going to hold on to that Bitter Triumph for a hot minute. We are going to hold on to it for a hot minute. They're making a token. They want to attack us now. They do. That'll bring it to 3 loyalty and then 2 to destroy it. I think I'm fine with that. I don't have any creatures in my graveyard. I typically don't find that Grist's Ultimate really does a whole lot. It's really just make tokens and destroy creatures. And also Planeswalkers, now that I look at it. That could have been another solution if he hadn't immediately destroyed Grist with Eugene. Okay, what do they got? Everflowing Shallows kicked 2 times. Check. And there's the mountain. So we get to make a token. Attack for 1. And then Fury. They have something that they want to cast. Opponent taps some mana, then untapped it. It's going to tap some mana again. They got a solution that, you know, isn't super obvious. Like Yugen, yeah. Now what? I probably should have cast Bitter Triumph in response to him activating Yugen. So I'm going to pay the 3 life to destroy this. Now that he is tapped out. I will destroy your Jackrabbit before it becomes a lot of tokens and attack you. There's Raffine. That's not a card you see too often. And they're going to Path to Exile my Bugmans. We'll get the other mountain. And yeah, I think we are just going to pay the ward, make a token, pass the turn. All right, opponent's out of cards. We have Pyrogoyf. Pyrogoyf is cast. Pyrogoyf Chomp in your face. Insect tokens. Smash. Alright. Opponent's turn. They've got something. It's Swords to Plowshares. We find an Overgrown Tomb. We will make a token. Play the Overgrown Tomb. And we will attack. Alright. What is your next card? It's Ancestral Recall. Oh boy. Draw some cards. Do those 3 cards win you the game? Do they get you out of this situation? Come on, opponent. Come on, not combo. Monastery Mentor. And an artifact spell of some sort. Nettle Cyst. Makes a whole bunch of stuff. It does, in fact, get through all of my tokens. Because it creates 3 blockers. And 1 ring. Okay, so let me get this straight. You had 0 cards. Your top deck was Ancestral Recall. The cards that you drew were Monastery Mentor, Nettle Cyst, and the 1 mother frickin' ring. Alright. This is what we're doing today. It's cool. So we have Nethergoyf, which I will play. I will sacrifice a creature. I could sacrifice the Nethergoyf and then recast it immediately. What can I do? Instant land, sorcery, and we have multiple creatures. I think I will just destroy the insect token. Let's get the Monastery Mentor. They are going to put burden counters on the 1 ring. So they are expecting to draw into a win right now. Winds of Abandon. I will get my 1 swamp. So, assuming you kill Grist, then you attack me. Sure. And I will play an Ignoble Hierarch. And then, do you have a way to not die to the 1 ring? No? Okay, cool. Well, we still have a 3rd game. Our opponent is not respecting their clock in any way, shape, or fashion. So, yeah. I think we will just run. No. What am I talking about? We have Force of Vigor, and they have tons of artifacts. Is there anything I want to take out for Force of Vigor that's better than that, though? Maybe Sentinel of the Nameless City or Force of Vigor. Of course, that is a green spell. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm also pretty happy just casting Force of Vigor without it being free. This hand, unfortunately, has no castable spells and no mana. Cool mulligan. This hand is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We will probably put the Pyrogoyf back because it's not something we want in the early game anyway, and we don't have an easy way to cast it. Alright. There's Tarmogoyf. We will play the Ignoble Hierarch and pass the turn. It's possible that we Grief and then play Tarmogoyf. Opponent's going to play Get Lost. You bet. There's Nethergoyf. I think I will Grief pitching Nethergoyf here. Opponent has all the stuff, huh? All of this stuff. Yeah, we will probably get rid of the Tinker. And then we'll play a Swamp. And a Tarmogoyf. Plays their Swamp. Finds a Monastery Mentor. Let us do some exploring. Emperor of Bones. No, we will take the Emperor of Bones. And I think I will go ahead and just explore again, even though I know what the top card is, just to get the +1/+1 counter. And let's attack with a big old Tarmogoyf. Forget about me. I'm the Tarmogoyf. Blarg. Opponent Ancestral Recalls. Pretty solid top deck. And they attack in with their 3/3. Alright, Emperor of Bones. I'm going to play the Overgrown Tomb untapped, because I would like the option of adapting as I go along. I'm going to attack. I can hit my Reef, because that does not shrink the Tarmogoyf. And it takes the 5 instead of chump blocking. Opponent has a land. Opponent plays the Displacer Kitten. Then plays an Expedition Map. Okay, lots of triggers. Things have been prowessed. Alright, so they still have Ugin, Eye of the Storms in hand. They're now under 5 minutes. They're going to attack. I could adapt and double block here and still have the Emperor, plus I get to steal Eugene. I think I am going to do that. And I'm going to steal Ugin. You're in the middle of combat, so you cannot cast Chrome Mox. Opponent has given it up. Well then, that is what we in the business like to call a trophy. A friendly trophy. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you sticking around. We'll catch you next time.